Madikwe Game Reserve is a government-owned conservation area in South Africa's northwest province, bordering Botswana. The reserve's grassland, forest and rocky Tswene hills are home to a variety of wildlife such as elephant, lions, leopards and rhinos, an array of antelope and in addition to that a modest pack of endangered wild dogs. Hundreds of bird species including ostrich, vultures and the large Kori bustard were once a myriad of species roaming in these beautiful landscapes. However, on a recent visit by the True Green Alliance, the circumstances are anything but what is written on Google. The reserve's current condition would seem to many that it had become victim to a nuclear explosion. The vegetation is derelict, the soil is eroded, carcasses lie sprawled out as if a sudden pandemic sucked the life from their lungs. Some are lying near water sources while others lie in the midst of barren vegetation, where it's almost as if their attempt to find food was in vain, and the quest to survive was defeated. Madikwe Game Reserve's last management plan was written in 2015. However, it still awaits signatures from its benefactors. The current active management plan for Madikwe is dated back to 2007. One can only imagine what has transpired since then, based on the condition of the wildlife, the soil, and the vegetation. There is simply not enough food to sustain the amount of wildlife in a 65,000 hectare game reserve. The most recent elephant management plan states under the feeding scheme in case of natural food supply shortage heading that no feeding scheme is considered as a population control program to prevent a food shortfall. As one drives through the reserve, it is clearly evident that there is no population control program, and we can only but wonder, how did this happen? In 1993, Madikwe underwent Operation Phoenix, a project which was initiated to introduce 194 elephants into the reserve, plus an additional 25 orphans. By 1999, a further 8 bulls were brought to prevent younger bulls from fighting with the females. By 2001, Madikwe was home to 330 elephants. This was the beginning of Madikwe's demise. From 2001 till present time, the numbers of elephants have more than quadrupled. The park now carries approximately 1,600 elephant, which is 1,500 more than its carrying capacity. With each elephant demanding 150 kilograms of food on a daily basis, one can only imagine the transformation unfolding in the already derelict landscape. With the heavy burden of the reserve trying to feed the overabundance of animals every day, it simply cannot get enough time to rehabilitate growth, and so is constantly being thrashed by an overabundance of herbivores, and not enough predators. As an extreme example of the levels of culling in recent years, Madikwe culled its lion population down from over 110 individuals in 2009 to just 40 individuals in 2012. This was in aid of slowing down the process of nature taking its toll on predators hunting the antelope. More antelope meant more game viewing for guests staying at the internal lodges strategically placed throughout the park. To rehabilitate Madikwe would take a miracle. Drastic measures are necessary to save the land and the wildlife. As it currently stands, every day Madikwe is suffocating itself at an alarming rate. Since August 2024, it is reported that an estimated 75 elephants, if not more, have died from hunger. A much more gruesome and painful death than had they been culled by professional hunters that place a single shot to the brain. Culling is considered inhumane by animal welfare groups, but conservationists consider culling as painless in comparison to a slow and painful natural death arising from insufficient food and water. Based on the vegetation and the condition of the wildlife, we ask you, the audience, what would you do?